Hey guys, this is Rod Musgraves. Okay, I'm doing a video today, and I want to talk to you guys today about the health department, vector control, and your environmental agencies. And one of the things I wanted to point out here to you guys is this. I wanted to let you know that, and one of the reasons I'm using this drone video is one thing you can see here is this is a dumpster area that's involved in, well, not involved, it's attached to a restaurant. Now I'm going to take the drone up. As you guys can see, this dumpster area here is located within X amount of feet of a residential setting. Now, it belongs to this restaurant right here. It's not a shared dumpster. It is their single and sole dumpster area. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is I want to talk about the differences between this dumpster area that's right here. Let's go ahead and see if we can get me in there. This dumpster area that's right here, guys. There it is. You can see me right there. That's the dumpster area that has something to do with this particular restaurant. Now, what a lot of guys believe that this dumpster is governed by the health department, and it is not. It's actually governed by vector control, and most major cities have a vector control who works with the CDC. Okay, so a health inspector is never going to come out here and look at this dumpster. It's just not even in there. It's not even in their thinking. Okay, the real problem that somebody has in this situation, and I'm going to take it up again, and I'm going to show you guys this, is that the residential is within the number of feet here to cause them to have a problem with vector control, because they're the people that control that work with the CDC. And here's the problem. If these people here are barbecuing on their patios, or this happens to be a guy's backyard because it's so close, and all of a sudden the guy realizes, man, I cannot keep these flies away, and the problem is there's larvae growing inside of these dumpster areas, or because they're so nasty and so dirty and smell so bad that the smell's coming over there, they're going to be able to call vector control and complain about it. Now, I'm going to tell you that most cities, vector control, are so busy that they're not going to come out unless there is some type of a formal complaint. So guys, don't think that this is going to happen. It's just not going to happen as far as unless it's going to be with a formal complaint. And I urge you guys, never ever try to turn somebody in. That's just the wrong thing to do. Don't be that guy. Now, I want to show you guys here this restaurant. The bottom line in this restaurant here is you guys can see this back area, and there's a back door there. When you're talking about what jurisdiction that the health department has, it stops right there at that door. Right there at the air curtain that's on that door, that is where the health department is going to stop. The bottom line is that's where their jurisdiction stops, and then that's where basically vector control would be involved. Now, when you're talking about the environmental agencies, and let's talk about this for a minute. Now, when the environmental agencies get involved, it would be getting involved is let's say that there's a grease spill at the dumpster area, or let's say there's a grease spill at this rear door area. And the bottom line is you take that wet grease and you push it out into a public area, or push it out into an MS4 storm drain system. Well, that's when you're going to be involving the environmental agencies. So there's three types of agencies here when we're talking about the wash world that you have to really worry about. There is a fourth one, but we're not going to get into that one today. So the bottom line is you have the health department that works on the inside of the restaurant, stops at that doorway in the air curtain. Then you have vector control, who starts outside the doorway and pretty much covers anywhere on that perimeter of that property, if there's a problem that's going to cause any type of a health risk to the public, vector control is going to be involved. And then if you provide some type of a pollution, if you are polluting in any way, shape, or form, now you have another state agency, which is the environmental agency, which you could have a problem with if you are indeed polluting. And a lot of times that polluting could be you just not practicing your BMPs. Just because there's pollution already existing on the property doesn't give you the right to push it around the property and leave it, or push it to another property and leave it. And I'll give you an example of this, of what they consider polluting. Maybe something a little bit easier. You've seen the landscaping guys, and a lot of times the landscape guys will go ahead and blow a property off. Well, if they wind up blowing that debris, and they wind up blowing that debris into the street, they are polluting. Now, some of us may think, oh, that's not a big deal, it's just leaves and papers and things like that. The problem is that's the MS4 storm drain system, and the bottom line is if they don't pick that up during a rain event, that goes into the system, and whether there's cigarette butts, leaves, papers, whatever that is, that's considered pollution. And the reason it's considered pollution is it wasn't there to begin with. The landscaper actually forced it there, and he blew the pollution off of the private property and basically onto the public thoroughway. Now, that's going to cause you an issue. In a lot of cities, there's an ordinance, and they will get fined for doing that. Will they actually get the environmental agency out there? Probably. A landscaper, not going to happen probably, but they're going to have some type of enforcement code that they're going to probably get cited for it. These things all exist here in the pressure washing industry. Do I want to use scare tactics to worry contractors about these types of things? No, because if you use some common sense, and when you're doing these things, clean these messes up, you can avoid all of these things. It's very, very simple. Practice your BMPs, your best management practices, and you won't have any issues. Understand where the health department's jurisdiction starts and ends. Understand where vector control and the CDC start, and then also understand that if you don't cause any environmental spill or any environmental contamination, the environmental department's not going to get involved with you. And how do you do that? Simply, if you had wet grease and oil here, you would use an absorbent first and make it a solid before you commenced washing. Therefore, you wouldn't wind up washing all of this grease and everything into this parking lot where let's go see, oh, this here just rolls off into a retention area that's over in that direction over there. Let me see if I can turn the camera around so you guys can see that. And basically right there in that detention area right there is where the water goes. Right there, just on the other side of that van, and there's a retention basin right there. I mean, that's basically where the water drains to. So this doesn't even have any underground dry well retention. It's just running into that little basin over there, and that's where the water sits. So guys, I hope this video helped you guys out a little bit. This video was about basically the difference between vector control, the difference between the health department, and the difference between your state environmental agencies and where they have jurisdiction and where they don't have jurisdiction. And I will say this, and some of these guys will argue about this, the local cities, unless they're in a multi-task force situation, do not have jurisdiction on private property for environmental situations unless there is an imminent threat. And anybody pressure washing is never going to cause an imminent threat, guys. So just wanted to let you guys know that. Guys, Ron Musgraves. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check out, follow my Facebook, follow my YouTube. Appreciate helping out the industry. We'll talk to you guys later.